Well, he did check. He hasn't had tie-back surgery or anything, so we don't actually know why he chokes.
Do you know how old he was when he stopped racing?
No. I don't even know how... well, I don't know how to look that up. I don't even know his name.
No, it just would have been interesting if he'd stopped racing early. It could have been indicative that there was something going on with his breathing.
Yeah.
And trachea, esophagus different, but if there's any kind of a growth or a tightening, it could affect both of those tubes.
Yeah, so we just treat him carefully and look after him. And
Oh, you were just a puppet. So what happened in your side?
he got an ulcer. And I had a fly mask on him because it was really bad. And where the holes in the rug are, he's bald now, but he was bleeding. So I threw a fly mask on him, and he was scratching his head against a post when I got home from work a couple of days later. And because the flies are worse at night with the mozzies and that, you know. And he had an ulcer, so I straight away put claws egg in it, and I've got Fromixin in the fridge and things like that. But I called the vet, and she came out, and he had to go for a weekend at the vet's with a catheter, and then they brought him home because I couldn't afford him to be at the vet for another couple of weeks. Well, he thought he got electrified, but he didn't. So so I had to yard him in the yards for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks with a catheter in his eye, and just put stuff in it 3-4 times a day.
And he hasn't gone head shy from having that catheter in?
He didn't. He did for a couple of months. He went really silly. He was fine while I was doing it and everything like that. Then a couple of months after, he must have bumped something in the paddock and he went silly.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get on the near side. Now he's just, oh well, I know my mum. I'm fine.
Eyes are awful.
He's got blurred vision, but it's a bit cloudy. I mean,
you can see movements, but you need to make sure you don't make
sudden movements. Yeah.
Has got a bit of an idea of who or what's there. You okay, Angel?
You're being very good, Edge.
You've been such a good boy, and your friends over there helping by being anxious.
As I said, Huddy's just anxious horse. What are you doing to my Edge? Not my Edge.
You know, the Edge is a pretty good guitarist.
He is, isn't he? Like, even though he's a small horse, he's only 14.3, he's solid.
Isn't it funny, looking at him here with his head up and stuff, he looks bigger.
He's not. But
He's a little person.
do you know he's 545 kilos?
Kidding. He doesn't look like he's that solid, like bone-wise and stuff. He's certainly got bone, but that sort of sounds like he'd have a bit of shire or something in him.
I don't know, but I think it's because he's so solid with his eating and he's got a big tum. So that's why I'll ride him, because he's that sort of weight. But I haven't ridden him in a couple of years now, but I mean, I was never thought that I was too big for him because of his solidness.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're my height, and I would, if someone said to me, ride this horse, you'd just go, oh, I don't know if I should.
Yeah.
You're smaller, like same height, but smaller build, but he carries you all right.
Yeah.
Was he a nice ride? Had he been broken well to saddle? Or?
No, he's not educated at all. With the goldfish brain, you just can't.
Oh, that's right, this is the goldfish brain one. Yeah, you mentioned that last time. That's hilarious.
Blows a bubble and that's the end of that.
Aren't you happy, aren't you?
Oh, he's wrapped. He's having the time of his life.
Sometimes when life is that simple, life is that simple, you know.
It is, yeah.
It can be pretty good. You're all right, darling.
Which surprised me about the shyness in the head after his eye was done, that he hung on to it for a couple of months because I thought he would have forgotten about it the next day.
That's right, yes. Yeah, something in his brain kept clicking and going, not good, not good. You're all right.
And he doesn't normally like other horses. He likes to be on his own, but him and Hudson have just clicked from day dot. So they get to live together. Good boy, Edge. Yeah, he says, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll take that all day.
Can I just have a little feel in here?
He's a head rubber. Stand still too long and that's what you are, that rubbing post.
You know, I don't mind it as long as they're not, you know, pushing you over or, you know, rubbing you with the bridle on and attacking
No.
you with the buckles and things.
No, he's a licker too. He likes the salt on your skin. He's not a biter though.
Just a little bit more that offside, mate, sorry.
Oh, he says that's okay.
Good boy. See if he's coming in there. Such a good lad. Does he have any white on him? Oh, yeah, he's got a little bit of
Yeah, on his foot, yeah.
a sock.
But he's a pretty solid colour.
Oh, that's getting better, isn't it? Level on the top, level on the bottom. Just a little bit of half and most that we've got to get off. Good boy.
You're doing good, Edgy.
Just a little bit of scraping on top there. Good boy. Top one's looking good. Tiny bit on this side. Tiny bit here. There we go. Can I have another look?
Sure.
Good boy.
And for a standy, he's got a pretty head.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Some of them are a bit coffin-shaped in the head, aren't they? Just a little bit of something stuck between the teeth. At the moment.
But he does have slipping patellas, so you have to watch for that.
Oh, yeah, that's not nice when you're riding.
Well, I see his leg foot turned out all the time, and I just push him in a circle and it just slips back in.
So he doesn't have trouble laying down and getting up with that? That doesn't affect you?
I don't think so.
Good boy.
He's a pretty fit little boy just for being a paddock boy. Like, Hudson and him will play all day.
That's probably that playing is keeping the muscles firm enough to keep those patellas
Yeah.
in check a little bit.
Yeah, so this will be Lisa arriving. She said she was about 7 minutes away.
This side was a bit rough, that's not right.
Oh, he says, I like that.
Little sweetheart, aren't you? You have pretty ears. Well, really straightforward mouth. He's chewing very evenly. No hooks, no ramps.
Brilliant.
Nothing offset. Just really, you know, bog standard health float. Good boy. And very nice incisors. You've got no trouble chewing, you know, biting off grass or chewing, but it's a...
He doesn't, as I say, he doesn't need to be fed. I just do him a little tiny one just to keep him happy so he doesn't feel left out.
Well, exactly. When everyone else is getting something, it's nice if there's a handful of something to...
Yeah.
Yeah, gets them up too, so you can have a look over them, make sure that you know, there's nothing wrong with them. Rugs aren't rubbing and all that, hey?
Yeah, well, this one's pretty good, but he did have a bit of a rub from the last caribou one that he had.
We
So
were talking about those ones last
yeah,
time, weren't we?
yeah. So he's very, very sweet.
Let's just get that bit while we're here, shall we?
Yeah, as I said, I don't know when he was last done because he wasn't here last time I did mine.
He's not feeling too bad. This is a bit that's sticking on the outside of the tooth.
Yeah.
So it's not hanging down long and blocking up the jaw when I'm moving across. That's just a little anomaly with a bit of a flare, as you call it. That's better. It's better when you're not chewing it. Oh, you're a good boy. Can I have a back?
He says, oh no, I thought that was mine. mate, you're going to get the gag.
Look on the face. Are we not done?
Oh, I had him set. He's drop tied, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's no way I'd tie him to the veranda post, and I had to go into the house to get the bridle. So I just dropped the lead rope on the ground and told him to stay, you know, blah, 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 as I would the dogs, actually. And I came back out with the bridle and he's wandering back to his paddock.
Oh, he's done. He was finished.
Yeah, he told me, no, we're not riding today, Mum. I can't be bothered waiting. I said, Zoran, where do you think you're going? And he just looked at me and kept walking.
He left me alone, so...
Laugh. I had to walk after him. He just stopped and started eating. He didn't run away or anything, but I had to laugh. And I thought, so much for being drop tied, mate. He's a little warm blood.
Is he?
Yeah. Because that's what I said to John, what is he? And he said, he's warm blood. I said, he's little.
Good boy.
So,
You know it's not a problem. Good boy.
I would assume he's had one on before.
You like to think so, but then they don't all like it either.
Yeah, well, that's the point too.
Oh my God. It's wet.
She says, it doesn't do anything for my looks.
Oh, nice and clean around under his tongue. Apart from a bit of food. Wow.
Yeah, I take every opportunity I can to feed them, eh?
Well, they need it, you know. This sounds weird. He would have a fabulous skull. Because his dimensions are all really good. His TM joints, these temporomandibular joints where the jaw hooks onto the skull, nice and even and open on both sides. Really nice arcades of teeth. Nice and straight where they're meant to be. The top one's curved that little bit at the back. Angles are good. He's rough more than sharp, so he's maintained his mouth really, really well.
Oh, that's good.
So
Yeah.
you'd just be a fabulous skull for training. Showing people this is perfect.
Unfortunately, he won't do much good without his head, will he?
No, and it's fun. I've said it once or twice over the years, and people have gone, well, you know, they're getting on a bit, and, you know, maybe when the time comes, you know, you can have his skull, and then they sort of say, well, it means detaching it from the rest. They go, oh, yeah, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Quite understand it.
Yeah.
You know, a skull from a skeleton is one thing, but a head from a body is a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Zoran, behave yourself. Oh, but Mum. As I say, his idea of a shy is a half step and me with the giggles.
You don't want to overdo things, do you?
And that's his nature. He's not dramatic.
So can you ride him bareback? Because he just looks like he's so much fun.
No, he didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
I had him in the round yard and I got on him bareback and he stressed out a bit.
Oh, okay. Not used to that field.
No. So, Shaka I can ride bareback, he's fine. But this one, no. But I just put a little Wintec stock on him, you know.
Nice and comfy.
Yeah.
Light.
Well, I will get the gullet out one day and I'll just check whether he's medium or medium wide. Shaka's medium wide. And I may use the Pandora on him, which is a 1.8 kilo saddle.
Oh, that's nothing, is it?
Have you ever seen one?
I don't think I have.
Oh.
I'll have a look in it if that's all right.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. It's a military design and it's carbon fibre, so it's solid. If you don't like the solidness against you, I can ride 7-8 hours in it. No problem at all. It's an endurance saddle.
I was going to say, it sounds like something along the endurance lines. And the sort of thing that some of the old military saddles were sort
Yes.
of built along the line.
And my old farrier makes them. Johan Williamsy. He's at Hagesley, or Hagesley, I think.
Okay.
Hatton Bay. And he makes them because him and his daughters are right into endurance. And He makes them. He can put knee rolls on them. He can do all sorts of things for you. Mine's just basic. And what it was, I like Shaka and Brown saddles, and he'd made this saddle for somebody, and he brought it out to the farm, at my other farm. And
That's talent.
it was metallic brown.
Yeah.
Because he makes them any colour you want. So he brought it out, and we tried it on Shaka, and we could probably reheat it and get 1/2 centimetre more width on it.
Yeah.
But the Velcro padding, the padding is Velcroed on, so you can just remove that to change the shape you want for your horse.
Oh, yes.
So it's you know, so I could have.
That now you can have a bigger roll, knee roll under that top flap, or a
There's no
medium
flapping.
roll.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. But I'll show it to you. But for Shaka, it could have been half a centimetre a bit wider, which is what Chris said. But it's for him, it would probably fit him if he's a medium, and I can just move the padding up a bit,
Yeah.
or I put a thicker saddle pad on, and he'll be fine. But it'll be much nicer for him, and I feel safer in it because he's never got me out of it. But it's such a basic design.
Important to be comfortable and safe.
But it is fixed stirrups, so you have to have safety stirrups on it, which I've gone through about 3-4 different sets to find the ones that I like.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
stay done up, but you feel safe you're going to get out.
Well, when he's cantering,
That loop bit comes up over the hook and undoes itself, no?
no, I don't have those ones. I had ones that had an internal bar on them. They used to break in the centre, and when he was cantering, I've accidentally hit that bar a couple of times and the stirrups come undone, so I didn't use those. These ones detach at the base. It's metal and they detach at the base if my foot hits the top, but there's a bigger loop on it, so it takes a bit for my foot to hit. And I used to ride him with plastic ones, the oxbows.
Yeah.
They, when you come out and your foot hits it, it brings it sideways and it detaches, or you can bring it down at a 180 and you can use it to mount your horse because it's 4 inches longer.
Oh.
Have you
I like
ever
that
seen?
idea.
Yeah, you've not seen those ones either. They're cheaper.
You know, I've probably seen them, but I haven't used them and I haven't looked at them up close.
I'll have to show them to you. I'll open up the container and show you some of the gear that I've used over the years to keep me safe.
Yeah, I don't do a lot.
And I know the oxbow ones work because that was when he was throwing me around.
Yeah. See, I don't ride a lot of different horses anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had sort of my gear for my horses and...
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't teaching anymore.
Well, he was growing, so I had to keep changing things.
Yep.
Because he was growing.
So many people
Don't.
forget that.
Yeah, so every time I went to get on him, I had to check which saddle was going to fit him best.
I have people who have youngsters and they'll call me and say, oh, look, he only had his teeth done, you know, you were out, 2 or 3 months ago, but he's suddenly, doing weird things with his mouth. They go, might have something stuck between teeth or cut his tongue, let's have a look. You can't find anything. And so I say, bring your bridle out. And even though they've changed the rug size and changed the saddle width, they haven't
Check the bit.
check the G-straps.
Yes.
His head's got bigger.
Yes.
And up here, it's all pulling forward on the ears. And I went, just release that hole.
Well, I actually, would you believe I used the same bridle on the pair of them? So he's in a 5.5 inch bit, and he's not annoyed by it. And a 5 doesn't quite fit, but the 5.5 is just a bit bigger. But I just bring up the cheap strap so we got that crease, just the tiny crease on him, and he's fine. And I'd have to lengthen them down if I put it back on Shaka, because Shaka's got a warm blood head.
And you don't want it pinching.
That's the last thing you want. Zoran, stop being difficult.
Okay.
We had a look. Most of them don't need it.
They're on. I had it on and had a look at what was going on and took it off to do that.
He's got tartar too.
Tartar?
He's taken off his tooth. It's just a bit of build-up of...
Yeah, we get it calculus tartar, the dentist scrapes it off us. And then we have to shake it off you guys.
You just crack it off the tooth. Doesn't hurt the teeth.
So how old's he, and how do you tell?
He's supposed to be 15.
From this point, hang on a minute, I'll just get this out. This has a groove down the side of his teeth. Sometimes you can see it because you get a little bit of a stain running down it. That's called Galvain's groove.
Yeah.
And his is further down the tooth on this side than this side. This one's only just halfway or so down. This one's nearly all the way down.
Yeah.
It appears at the top of the tooth at 10.
Yeah.
Halfway down the tooth around 15.
Yeah.
Whole way down the tooth at 20.
Yeah.
Starts to disappear at 25. Halfway down.
Okay.
Gone
yeah,
at 30.
Yeah.
If they've still got the teeth that you can check it on.
Yeah.
Other things you can look at, hello darling, dental cups, dental stars. His have gone on the bottom. He's still got some on the top. They go at different times all the time from when they first get there.
So that's on the crown of
on the biting surface of the incisors.
Okay. Yep.
And they start from the age of well, they're all there. They've got them all at 5, and they start wearing out at 6 onwards. So at different stages of disappearing or fading indicates different ages. And then in the back, one of the biggest indicators of age is they have 6 molars in each arcade, so they come back level with the front of their eye here.
Yeah.
And the 4th teeth up are the oldest teeth in the head. They're adult teeth at the age of 1.
Yeah, right.
So they have other teeth at that point, but they're baby teeth that are going to drop out and be replaced by adult teeth later. So oldest teeth in the head, typically the first ones to start showing signs of wear, and it starts around the 18 mark, usually on the top teeth before the bottom ones. So around that 17, 18, 19 mark, you're feeling along the top teeth, and you sort of go tooth number 1, 2, 3, 4 will just be starting to get a little wear patch in the centre.
Okay. Yeah.
As with us, some of their teeth wear better than others.
So you're using a couple of different factors to really determine the age.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So sort of probably to like that sort of 12, 13 mark, you can be pretty much on the mark.
Yeah.
They'll always throw you a curveball. There'll always be someone who goes, "Oh no, you're wrong." And then from then on, it's more of an age group, sort of 13 to 15, or 17, 18.
30 plus.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
20, 25 plus.
Yeah, and some of them have old mouths at 20, and others have fabulous mouths at 28.
Depending what they were eating and all
Yeah,
that.
genetics and how often they've been done, all that sort of thing.
So how old's he?
Well,
Given all that.
Given all that, I would have said 15, 16.
Yeah.
Because generally I've found if they've got Galvain's groove is different on both sides, go with the shorter one.
Yes.
Which is on this side, and he's got a groove across the top and not across the bottom bit. So it's just over halfway down, which is that 15, 16 mark. His 15-year-old dental stars have disappeared.
Yep.
Hello, and he hasn't got that 18-year-old wear in the back.
Yep.
Yes, I know.
So you're absolutely right, because John told me he was 15 when he gave him to me, and I think I've had him nearly a year.
There you go.
So he's probably 16. No, I don't know his exact birth date. So
Just don't want this little front bit to become
Shaka's the only one I know an exact birth date on, because he's he's dual registered as a Percheron warm blood and Arabian warm blood. He was born on the 22nd of January 2005.
Summer baby.
Hey?
Summer baby in drought, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that something to be concerned about, like his conformation in his mouth, this one, this tooth?
Only if it's blocking up the jaws for chewing purposes, or if, as I was afraid was going to start happening, that was quite pointy on the front corner, so I've smoothed that off because it would have been starting to rub on the inside of his top lip.
Oh, okay. I'll watch for that then.
Yeah. And if you're ever worried about it, don't wait till next year. Like I said,
Yeah. Just give you a
ring.
Yeah.
We'll pop round and
deal with it.
You're like a hillbilly, mate.
have a look behind you. Unlike a lot of people in the Lockyer Valley, he's got more than one tooth. They say this is where the toothbrush was invented, because it's not a teeth brush, it's a toothbrush. It's only for one tooth.
Oh, poor old Zoran. We're taking the mick out of you.
I thought you're making fun of me, you ladies.
Rinse and spit.
So what is that? Is it
Just water.
Yeah, it's just a...
Where I've been rasping, there are little sandy, gritty bits of tooth up there.
Yep.
So it makes them probably a little more comfortable, but also I want to move his jaw backwards and forwards, and I want to hear that it sounds a bit better than before. It was a bit rough earlier.
Yep.
And if you've still got those bits floating around in the mouth, that can get caught between the arcades. And
He wasn't sharp, he was just rough and uneven. Yeah. I didn't know when he was last done, you see.
Yeah.
So I just threw him in the mix. He wasn't going to miss out.
Alrighty, feet done, toes done. Perfect.
Oh, I'll send Mummy back to work because she's got paper yours. My sister-in-law's my accountant, and she goes, "Okay, so you've claimed, the farrier. And how many pairs of shoes have you bought for yourself this year?" My work boots.
Yes.
And how often have you been to the chiropractor?
That's huge, isn't it? People don't realise that when you're riding horses all the time or you're dealing with horses, that the chiro is so important for you too, as well as your horses.
Yes, keep your balance.
Yeah.
Keep you as even as possible.
Yeah.
I had
Because my right hip's stronger than my left hip, you see, because of the damage I did to my left hip. So I have to realise when I'm riding and when I'm doing that fancy stuff to keep my seat feet even. I really have to concentrate. So I ride with the dressage whip in my left hand just to enforce my left leg.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I had a bone density test a couple of years ago. Fortunately, the goddess of bone density, it's really good. But they put you on this table. Have you ever had one?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Like that, and then the donut goes over.
Yeah.
The lady says to me, lay there, put your arms and legs out this way. So I'm lying like that. And she said, okay, we'll just straighten you up. She's talking about, so she's got me like this. What are you doing? And she said, well, you're straight. And it makes you realise how
bad you actually are. Yeah.
you are all the time.
Quick, get to the chiropractor.
Compensating, one thing for something else. And she's going to do little sleepings now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a very difficult morning, hasn't it? Had to eat.
Hard work, sorry.
We'll put you back and I'll just get Shaka done.
Just a little snuggle pot there too. Not so little snuggle pot.
He's only 16 1 3/4.
Is he really?
He's got an Arabian head, like he's so big.
But he's an Arabian warm blood, you see.
Yeah, he's got the head. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an Arab head.
Yeah. With like a Persian body.
Yeah. Yes, guys. And he knows head down. When he's really fat and he gets cellulite, he's 650 kilos. You can see the cellulite bubbles on his backside. That will happen in the next couple of months once he finishes getting rid of his winter coat. But you look at that neck. Look how thick that neck is, and you put your hand on it and realise how big it is. When he drops his head, boy, have you got to have some muscle to hold it. So when I say he used to give me $24 in a row up a hill, it was nothing for him.
Horse, though, was it? Like he's good to ride as a buck, or he really throws around?
Well, I had to learn to bronc ride him, but my cheat going up a hill was keep your bum half an inch off the saddle. Because you're going up his hill, his bum never came up that high. So you'd be going flat out up a hill and he'd be bucking. And you stayed with him, I remember Kate was in front of me one day and she said, "Do you want me to stop?" And I said, "Hell no, I'll eat dirt. Keep going."
Full momentum. Keep it going. Keep it going.
She just used to laugh at me and that horse. But it took good 3 to 4 years to get a handle on him. He was not an easy horse.
So he'd been allowed to get away with something before you got him? Or
No,
was that
he
just
was
him?
2.5 when I got him, and he was green broken, basically. And we were both learning dressage at the same time, so it wasn't probably a good thing. Oh, he knows, now he will march, so be careful, because he's clicker trained. Yeah. Oh, he does goose step too. He's hit me in the shin once. I was on the ground for 30 minutes.
Saying, oh, for goodness sake.
And I just watched the lump rise up on my leg, and I thought, how much pain and how much swelling do you get before you realise you've broken it?
Yeah. And can I reach down and get my boots off before the rest of my legs swell?
That's it, exactly. Can't afford to lose the boots. But He's 18 now, so he's not like that. He's 18 and a half. So he does those things with me, but he knows how to be handled by a horse person. He knows how to be a horse, believe me. He also knows how to be mummy's spoilt brat.
You know the buttons. Oh, you're done too. Finish. No.
He's like, oh, I'm done. No.
No, he knows what a gag is, so don't worry about that. I love it when he gets fat. Yeah. It's a warm blood head, so it's a full bridle doesn't fit him. And it's the jowls.
Yeah.
He's got huge jowls on him. Cheek straps don't normally do up on him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to have a bit of this bridle, a bit of that bridle.
Yeah, I've done that for years, eh?
Together
Yeah.
in bits.
Yeah. And he's broken a few too.
That tells you the quality of the leather.
Well, I only buy the good stuff. I will not put cheap Indian leather on this horse, and that includes saddle. He has always had the best gear to keep me safe.
I was going to say it's a safety thing, isn't it?
Well, I've seen him break a girth on John.
Yeah, right. A girth.
A girth. Because John's gear's outside. He's a trainer, so it's outside most of the day. So what Shaka did when John was stopped him one day and getting off, he was in my arena and I had big round posts for the gateways.
Yeah.
He jumped forward, smacked his chest with the round post, threw himself at it, and his back end came so far forward on him that the girth broke because it expanded him. And once he learnt that trick, yeah, he tried it twice with John.
Is that kind of Persian kind of shape too? Yeah.
He has an offset tooth.
He's missing one too.
Well, he's not missing all of it.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, partial.
so,
Mickey kicked him in the mouth years ago.
okay. Second back tooth on the top on the
Yeah.
side. Yeah, just take it right. Wet your hand, whichever one you want to go in. Take your sleeve up. So, where that tooth is,
Your game, Lisa. I wouldn't do that.
much missing at the back.
Yeah.
The bottom one's grown up a bit because
Yeah,
there's everything to
yeah,
go down.
yeah.
Hang on a minute, hang on. And the 6 teeth in each row. The front 3 here, 1, 2, 3. Fourth one's a little bit offset lingually towards the tongue, and then back again. So
Yeah. We were going to take it out, and then Chris said just leave it.
if it's not causing any infection,
Yes.
there's a bit of it still there. It's still providing a little bit of support for the teeth each side of it.
Yeah, and that's what he explained. So
yeah.
we just thought we'd leave it. So his mouth isn't perfect anymore.
So you're going to stand directly in front of him.
Yeah.
Start with your hand on top first, palm on top. Just move that so you don't trip on it. Palm on top. You're going to go up this top outside.
Yep.
And you'll get towards. You can feel like the outside edge, but you'll feel the second back tooth has got a gap. Then pull your hand out and give him a break.
Yep.
And you can go and feel the other side.
Shaka. Hey, you right, mate?
That's it. Put your hand in. Yep.
Ready? Good boy. Hey.
Shaka, it's okay. Stand still.
Be fairly positive about it.
Good boy.
You can feel at the back there's a gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And feel down the outside edge. So it's rough, a little bit sharp, not really
Good
bad.
boy. Good job.
Good boy, we'll just give you a little break for a minute.
Now I'll tell you that I've seen one of those gags break with him.
Yeah, but I've got my hand here to stop,
Good. Yeah.
stop it. My hand's between the mouth and face.
Thanks. Tell me up after.
That's why I said I wouldn't do it.
Did you want to feel where this tooth's offset down here?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So,
So
other hand.
No, you can, if
Yep.
you're left-handed, that's fine.
No, I'm
But
right.
now- Oh, okay. But now you're going on this near side
Yep.
along the bottom teeth. So his tongue will be in the way a bit. You might have to, where his tongue is, you might have to put your hand in between the tongue and the teeth. And you'll sort of feel straight teeth, and then a bit of indent, a bit of a bump towards the inside, and then straight again.
And I won't tell you the other thing he's done to a dentist.
That's it. Yep.
Good boy.
So feeling on the bottom.
Yeah.
Got your palm down.
Calm down. Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 2 different edges there.
You can feel there's a tooth that sticks out a bit further towards the inside.
Yeah. Okay. Good boy.
Yeah,
Good
lean
job,
up there
Shaka.
right as it can. So, hang on, my darling. Oh, should we fix it? just a couple of little things, hey? Wolf teeth sit back right in front of the first molar.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're a little bit further back in the mouth, and they get in the way of the bit, generally.
Yeah.
So we routinely extract those. If the horse has been
Do they, is that like they'll have a second coming as well, or they're just a one-off?
They can, very good question, they can have a second lot come through, because thousands of years ago when these guys were the three-toed octopi, instead of having 6 teeth, they had 7, they had another one in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wolf teeth are thought to be the remnant roots of those teeth.
Okay.
And because the first 3, or back in the day 4, molars come through as baby ones, the back ones come through just as adults, and the front ones come through as babies.
Yeah.
They will shed them, they'll drop them out as the adult teeth come through afterwards. So sometimes with wolf teeth, you'll take one out and you'll go, there's no little root on this. It'll be like a little hollowed out cup.
Yeah.
So it's like a baby version. Sometimes you'll get
Wow.
another one follow through afterwards. But the other thing that can happen is because they're the remnant roots of those teeth, you can get more than one in each spot, because the top teeth have 3 roots, bottom teeth have 2 roots. So technically, they can have 3, 6, 8, 10 wolf teeth, babies, and then 10 wolf teeth adults.
Mickey had one removed when I first got him, and he was 10.
All right. So what's
And he just had one there, and Kurt just pulled it out.
The evolutionary purpose of it? Like, what's for fighting, or is it the stallion thing?
No, that's the bridle teeth. That's for ripping out your opponent's throats if you're trying to steal your mares and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just you remember that.
They just, I don't know, they didn't need that extra molar, so they're just disappearing. Something I find interesting in minis in particular, because a lot of them have the most dreadful mouths, because people go, oh, we've been 2 inches off the height of this, in 2 generations or something, but the teeth haven't shrunk to fit the head, so you get some dreadful crowding in their mouths.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that a lot of their incisors, instead of having 6 across the top and bottom, I'm seeing a lot with only 4.
Right.
Which is a very interesting, I think.
So they just like suddenly went, oh, it's too much, so we're just not going to develop it. Yeah, right.
And it's not that they've all been at the same place or the same breed lines.
Yeah. And are horses like rabbits that they'll just keep growing?
No. We have bunodont teeth. So you have the 1 tooth for life, you crack it, break it, you get a crown, whatever. They have hypsodont teeth, which means, I should have a skull with me, I just sold a whole heap of them. They have, when they reach maturity at sort of 5 to 8, depending on the breed, if you're talking about a top tooth, for example, very long teeth. So you've got the crown that we see, then you've got some reserve crown up in the skull or down in the jaw, and then you've got the root on the end of it. So they have these very long teeth. So throughout their lives, people think their teeth grow. They don't. They're just erupting. They wear a bit off. A bit of the reserve comes out. Wear a bit off. So they're getting less and less. If they kept growing, they'd never drop them out when they're old.
So they run out of tooth eventually.
Rodents, like bunny rabbits and rats and all that sort of thing, they have hypsilodont teeth, and they'll break and regrow.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh. So they're already predefined. It's a finite amount of tooth, and it just keeps coming down until it's going to go to subs.
Yeah. And that's where horses on drought situations can sometimes be, who've come from drought situations, can sometimes be difficult to age, because they'll use their incisors to dig in the dirt for any tiny little grass roots or anything they can get. So they are in effect braiding away their teeth.
Yeah.
So all of those age markings come out sooner than they should, and they'll wear out their incisors early.
So aging really is like you need to take in the context of the horse. It's not just like a ring on a tree or something.
No.
It's like, okay, I have to take all this into account.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you get a few curveballs thrown in, like Shetlands, generally have better dentition for longer because they'll live to, 40. My oldest client's 42.
Yeah.
And donkeys as well. They similar aging patterns till the 20 mark, and then it seems to slow down in donkeys.
Okay, yeah.
And again, they'll live longer generally.
Yeah.
I guess because they're not so hyper-bred for a certain purpose, they're pretty much left to do their own thing a little bit.
It could still be part of that, but I think they're just...
What about zebras and exotic horses and stuff that are not obviously bred for domestication?
A little bit like our Brumbies. It depends on where they live, what the predator situation is, and what sort of food they're on. Like they have. So just where is that one? It's just a little thing here. I can hear. Brumbies, wild horses in general, wild equidae, will nearly always have sharp edges. Doesn't bother them quite so much because they're not having bridles and cheek straps on that are holding the cheeks against those rough edges.
Yeah.
But if they have an issue, it doesn't get fixed. So if they, I don't know, cop a broken jaw and the jaw grows back,
Or
the
an
heels
abscess
crookedly,
or something.
then they'll have an offset jaw forever. They're not going to chew very well. The teeth are going to get very misaligned. So their chewing capacity, therefore digestive processes, are going to slow right down. They're not going to have a long life.
Survival.
Yes, exactly. And that can be both genetically and through incidents and accidents.
Yeah, a lot of Brumbies and that, they reckon about 13 years is their average. Yeah, ours are going to anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40.
Is that more about that you're looking after them, you're doing the maintenance, you're doing all that sort of stuff? Yeah.
And I had a lot of Brumby skulls. I had a client who had property up north, and it's quite sad. It was through drought. They'd had to cull quite a lot of the Brumbies. They could only raise a trot. It was just sad. But we went up sometime afterwards and did a skull collection. So I had everything from baby like foals through to there was a 28-year-old stallion who hadn't started off life as a Brumby.
So was that those stage horses that just got bush gated, and they turned into Brumbies, you think? It was kind of
Brumbies is a bit of a generic term now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a breed that's a Brumby, but a lot of the wild horses that you see out on stations and things are, a few that have gone away and interbreeding.
Versus the ones down the snowies and stuff that are smaller, more compact feet.
They're probably
a bit inbred.
It's a bit like some of the moor ponies in England.
Yeah, I remember.
Small
little.
I wonder how the genetic diversity affects,
Well, I remember seeing the new forest ponies in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then one of my subscribers lives over there and sent me a whole heap of shots of the ponies that are there now, and they go into town and they get fed at the bakery and things like this. And I was laughing because it's changed so much. It was hard to see them when I was there. You had to go, but now they've integrated into the built-up areas.
Wow, so it's like this area of
Yeah. And there's donkeys and that in there too, and
wow.
You've sort of got to. You need to educate the public then and visitors that the animals pretty much have the right of way. So
they do. Yeah.
Driving around Ireland, you'll just find horses.
It's funny, isn't it, in Ireland? Because I had a great time over there.
And sheep wandering around. Horses tethered on the side of the road.
Foxes are actually native, right? So foxes and hedgehogs and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff, we think of it as a pest, and you go, oh,
But we don't have hedgehogs.
New Zealand does though.
Oh no, I loved them as a kid. I loved them. Ringworm's the best one.
Recently, a big hay shed, they grow hay.
Yeah.
And they've got one big hay shed and you've got hay to go in. And so she keeps walking away, and something moved in the corner of the shed, and she went, this can't be good. And I had a bit of a poke with a stick, and it was an echidna was curled up. Must have still been having a bit of its winter kip.
Yeah.
And she said, so I had to leave that bit. So told my husband he's all like to put your hay in that corner yet. It's really very sweet.
It's the happiest thing. It's echidnas and wombats and platypus. But if you go down south, in wombat country, because they dig big burrows, and the horses break your legs all the time.
Yeah.
They still do it to this day. Still go wombat drives and hunt them. And
rabbits in England, there's certain areas. Nice big commons. It'd be nice to ride on. You go, well, no, because there's
rabbits everywhere.
So you're just getting tartar off that, or you need to pull it out?
No.
It's just tartar.
And you can see he's got a bit of sore gum there.
Yeah.
Generally, the gum sits around the base of the tooth.
Yeah.
When you get a bit of a bigger tartar build up, and he had quite a thick chunk, the gum moves away as the tartar builds up. So the tartar's sitting inside the gum line. So when you pull the gum out, sometimes the tartar out, sometimes you get a bit of a sore ring. I know.
But that'll just heal itself.
He's got a really healthy mouth. Yep. Really good saliva. Smells great. No lumps and bumps. And not as much tartar on this side. But your incisors are looking a bit dodgy.
So does that make him left-handed, so to speak? Because, does it matter about build-up, or it's just
no, it's just, You can have 3 horses in the one paddock who are on the same feed, same water.
Yeah.
One will have no tartar, one will have a bit, and another will have a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot to do with like the individual's saliva. You know, some's maybe a bit more acidic than others.
Yep.
Some's a bit more effective, some isn't. Come here, my darling.
You haven't been brushing your teeth, Shaka. Goodness me. I'm disgusted.
Little gum infections, do we, Angel?
He looks a bit like Mr. Ed like that, doesn't he?
Yeah. Chuck a bit of peanut butter up there.
Oh, you're being a good man, aren't you, eh? Anything much on the bottom?
But all in all, like for his age, like that's a pretty good shape.
Very good.
They're there.
Very good.
Yeah.
He's got a chunky bit of stuff.
Yeah, because he's 19 in January.
Yeah.
So I think he does
Chunky,
pretty well.
stalky bit that
Yeah.
got caught in there. Just going to have a little look on the inside. Sometimes a little grassy bit, and you can't pull it out because it's got like the rooted knotty bit on
Yes,
the back.
yes.
We'll just have a little peek here, Angel. Like that one.
Okay. Yeah. Just like us flossing our teeth, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do use floss. There we go. Is that
That's
better?
a good point.
You've got a Colgate smile now.
Oh, he loves peppermint too. I should come out and clean his teeth with Colgate because he loves it. He's a peppermint boy from way back.
Yeah, right.
English polo mints.
Yeah.
Really?
Tic Tacs. He loves Tic Tacs. Hey,
So what does that do? Just make him salivate more for like bits and stuff? Like what's the point?
It's a treat.
it's a
Just
treat.
They just like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right.
He just likes peppermint.
Yeah, right.
It's really funny because Hawk, I had to feed Rene tablets to. I was told to give him indigestion tablets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, and the only ones I could get down the shop were peppermint, and Hawk wouldn't eat them. He had to eat 6 a day, and he wouldn't eat them, but this one was right into them. And I went, mate, I don't really think you need indigestion tablets. But he liked the peppermint flavour, so I got Tic Tacs and things to give him.
Right.
There's a wet kiss. Thank you.
Yes, just don't ask for a pash, you'll get a wet one.
The things that happen in single woman's life.
I've got photos of it, and he's just licked me from here to here. Because he was trained to do all that silly stuff, you see, and it's...
Hey, you good girl. Oh, your mate's just here.
I'm just going to do, you know, a little bit at a time, give her a break.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you're happy with and you want to quit it and that's a good thing for the day, then yeah. So they've been pretty much in paddock condition, obviously, like we're feeding them up now, but they've been in paddock condition for the last couple of years while the floods were on down south. So she's from New South Wales, just come to Queensland. So I'd be interested to see if she gets QH, which I think she might be a type for it. I hope not, but she looks heaps better after we washed them. Not last weekend, the weekend up before. She looked like she had mange, which she normally does when she comes out of winter.
That change of coat thing does weird things with them, doesn't it? You know, when I'm moving her jaw from side to side, which is just purely like skull stays where it is, so I'm moving the jaw across the teeth so I can hear it moving. So what you want to hear is a nice each side. You don't want to hear clunk. And you don't want to hear nothing, because a lot of horses who've just about worn out their teeth, nothing much is meeting. Hers moves really well both ways.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Very well. When I'm feeling on the outside here, there's a little bit of a groove there, like where that teeth's wearing away a bit. Not on this side.
Okay. Yeah.
It's all right, Angel. It's okay.
You've been very good, Midge. I'm very proud of you.
You've got some crap in between your front teeth, but we'll worry about that after.
So how old do you think she is?
Well,
Given
Galvane's groove is just growing out a little bit, so it looks to me that 2022 mark. So probably the top side of 20.
okay.
She doesn't seem to be older than that to me.
Okay, so she had no, like I said, she got dumped at my dad's gate and she had wounds all over it, no brand, no paperwork, so I never really knew how old she was.
It's all right, my angel. Good girl. And
22-ish.
So do you know whether she'd ever been ridden or anything?
Yeah, so I rode her. She had like a dead mouth. Like, she apparently was a racehorse, but I'm still a
Well,
bit.
if she has, she should have a brand on her.
Yeah. So what I was told is that she was raced and failed, but she has no brand, and she has scars all over her. And I think she's itchy. Midge, it's all right. I'm trying to help you, girl.
Very brave. We're just going to pop it in like a bit. Pop it in.
Hey, you're a good girl. Yeah, she was super head shy. Like, you couldn't touch her head at all. Couldn't worm her. Couldn't. Yeah. And she kind of just turned into a companion horse. Like, she's real sweet. She's easy to float. She's easy to, do her feet.
And it's nice to have someone in that job, isn't it?
Yeah, like for my other horses I've had over time, she was always just a companion horse and a grass mower down at Dad's. But now I've got to kind of look after her a little bit. Ooh. Hey.
We're just putting this in, pretending it's a bit.
Yeah.
Not rubbing it on her teeth or anything yet.
Have you ever used do you use like molasses or something sweet ever just to, no?
Nothing. But, yeah, if I was training a young horse to have its mouth messed around with and it was a bit funny not wanting a bit and stuffing, yes I would.
Yeah.
But from a working point of view, no.
No, yeah. Hey, what are you doing? You've had your teeth done before. Yes, you have. Don't be a dick about it. I think you're a bit undershot, my friend. A bit undershot.
You're a bit cheeky.
Who? You would? Midge, you're doing amazing. Good job. We'll do it. Good job. Good girl. Doing really good. Hey. She's like, oh.
Yes.
Your mate's just here. He's alright. He's just here. Underestimated you, big girl.
Can I just pop a little bit of pressure on this toe?
Yeah, so no abscesses, no nothing out of the ordinary.
Great gum colour.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, sweet smelling breath too.
Yep.
Sometimes you open up and go, ooh. And it might be something as simple as a bit of food that's been stuck between the teeth for a couple of days, makes them smell a bit odd.
Yep. You alright, Midgie? Stop it. Good girl. It's going to help you. I'm absolutely blown away by that. Absolutely blown away. Yeah.
She's not bad, Jill, is she?
Oh,
She's behaving very well.
yeah.
No, I was talking about you, mate.
I mean, she's not bad.
No, you're not bad. Good challenge.
It's a good way with horses.
Just learn a couple of little tricks that can help sometimes. But,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if they say no,
Yeah, that's done.
they say
Yeah.
no.
Good job, Midgie.
Everybody that has a horse should go to school and learn some tricks, so
Yeah.
I just think it saves so many of them.
And everybody who has a horse should be put in the back of a float and taken for a drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Or a truck.
Well, you see, we do that in New Zealand. I've done that.
I used to do that out west. So we'd have the horses loaded up and the dogs underneath, and we'd be on the back with them. And you'd know, like, as a truck driver, about your braking and stuff, because everything you throw forward, and you're there with the bikes and get squashed. You're like, okay, yeah, be a good driver. Yeah.
People say, oh yeah, these three are really quiet, and I'm a bit worried about that one. And yeah, one of the quiet ones is the one that says, you're not putting metal on my teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
You're a good boy. Hey, you're all right.
Well, that's what I like with the oldies. Most of them have had it done.
Good boy.
before.
You're all right.
I hope it's
Good boy.
been done nicely enough that it's not going to upset them.
Yeah.
Good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Midgie, you're nearly done, girl. You're doing well. Well, I'm like actually stunned about this. Stunned.
It's funny, I've seen horses before that like their top done but not their bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's on the top, but the minute you turn the rasp over to do the bottom,
Yeah, right. I suppose that's part of their skull, and maybe because it moves.
I've got a theory that when you're doing the top teeth, you've got the big fat cheek muscle and everything, it helps absorb a bit of the vibration.
Yeah, yeah.
It's bottom, it's just skin and bone. So
Yeah.
it's the vibration a bit more. Yeah.
You been all right? You've been a good boy today.
Spinning it around.
Boy.
Good girl.
Hey, Midgey. Midge. Good girl. Makes better. Hmm? Boy. Good boy. You got it. Come on.
Maggie.
Good boy.
Maggie's sweeping me, he's got babies.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I hate magpies. Oh, gee, protect me. Hey, protect me.
Yeah, he's just been doing it to me.
You're right. Hat.
Years and years and years.
Oh, really?
But, oh, you help him and you don't hurt his babies. Or her babies.
I do everything and this is what they do.
That's how you treat me?
I let them sleep till I feed them, and then they're like, hang at the back door and go, you know, want a bit more. And when the babies are hatched, you know, those squawky things, they send them to the back door. The parents will stand out in the yard, and they send the kids up to the door.
So we got good flex this. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Flex, flex. Stand up. Just flex. 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 Hey. Stand up. Good boy. Hey. 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 You gonna flex? Just stand up. Flex.
Hey, Jill, look left at the ding in the round yard there.
Good boy. You got it. Good job. Good job. And flex this way. Hey. Stand up. Flex. 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 Hey. Flex. Good boy.
Ones are done from trainers, but
Oh, good boy.
no, that was me, that top one.
Good boy. Good job.
Wear the scar with pride.
That one was still alive.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Midgey, come on. You're nearly done, big girl. Good job. Good job.
You don't?
I do, always.
Gotta have the blood bucket on.
Yeah. The only thing that keeps your head in one piece, eh?
Hey, good girl. You did really good. So proud of you.
What do you like to do?
Hey?
This is just water.
Just water.
Oh, she's let go, so she'll be right. She won't move for it.
That's a big nervous poop, wasn't it?
Hey? Oh, you're such a good girl. Good job, Midge. Hey? Not as old as I thought. Did heaps better. Hey?
So how old is she?
22-ish?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Not as old as we were thinking. Yeah. So she must have been quite young when she got dumped at home.
Yes, I was going to say, if she was raced, maybe it was station racing, because she hasn't got a brand on.
No brand. Yep. Good job. Want some hay? Yeah. Hey, good girl. I've got to drop Banjo off now on Thursday morning, so I'm going to grab some hay, a bale of hay on Thursday morning, which I think they'll eat that out properly. Or do you reckon, like, give them a... Should I go and pick up, like, a little bale? Like, I just want them to eat it properly.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't feed them last night, so they all got barley this morning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
That's what that is.
And
Good girl.
so I just put one biscuit out there and 4 in there.
Yeah.
So that they had something to do while they were waiting.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, and
Good
any
girl.
extra food they get would be good. And then they'll get fed again tonight as per normal.
Yeah.
And I'll just cover you for a biscuit of hay a day. As extra as well as their feed, and they can just have a bit extra.
All right, so I'll pick up
Because I bought 2 bales yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, so Thursday morning I'll pick up a round bale and another bale of barley, replaces yours, and I'll put it out. Well, I'm going to drop, Banjo.
Easy conditioner yesterday. It was finally in the shop.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got enough
Yep.
for a couple of days there.
Yeah, no. Me and Paige will drop it off Thursday morning on the way to the Malula.
Now all my boys are done, I won't bother hard feeding them all.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on after them spread.
Yeah.
But we'll just
Gosh,
keep
you're a
hard
good
feeding
girl.
these two. This will be good.
Look at you. You're a different horse.
I'm running out of time at night to hard feed so many, you see.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you reckon?
Got a hook on this front top tooth.
Yeah. So here's the one I'm actually a bit worried about. So he had a bit of swelling right under his chin, which has gone down a little bit. And he wasn't fully chewing. He wasn't dropping food, but he wasn't completing a whole rotation of chewing, like with his jaw. But he hasn't dropped weight. He's putting on weight, so it wasn't like, it was like, not an abscess.
He's rough halfway up on that side.
Okay, yep.
Bit of a speed bump.
Ooh, cheeky. What is that? You're right, mate.
It's coming down.
Okay.
The top teeth sit a little bit wider out than the bottom teeth.
Yep.
So you've got the top tooth here, bottom teeth there.
Yep.
You get a little hook comes down, this can't come across.
Right. Ah. So that totally explains that when he wasn't
And sometimes
fully.
it's
Yeah.
just a mil of length, a tiny angle change, and it opens everything up.
Yeah. And that would make him very chompy on a bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Particularly when you ask them to turn a little bit, they tend to lead with the jaw.
Yeah. Instead of, because he's not flexing. Like
Yeah,
he's,
and
yeah.
it's not going that way.
Yep.
So often that's when you find they'll open their mouth to get past that obstruction, and people go, "Oh, they're being evasive. Put a nose band on, do it up tighter."
Okay.
Sitting on the sidelines going,
Yeah. All right, Juki, you need it more than she does, so be good. Be a good boy. Hey?
I had a client once who I thought was quite a sensible woman,
Yeah.
and she had a trainer.
Good boy.
Her horse off to
Good boy.
competitions and things, so she was surrounded by knowledgeable people,
Yeah.
and she had a horse with a blue eye, and she said, "He's blind in this eye," and I went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Well, when I was working on him, I thought he's very reactive in that eye. So
Yeah.
I said, "So what happens to it to make him lose the sight in it?" She said, "Well, it's blue."
Oh, so she
And I went,
automatically
"Sorry?"
thought he was blind.
She said, blue eyes are sightless. So I went, "You do know that some horses have two blue eyes?"
No, you're not blind, mate.
They're the ones that walk around with a white cane. And you just think she's surrounded
Hey,
by,
stand up.
you know,
You're right.
knowledgeable people.
I guess that's what you know. If you were brought up in that and you didn't know any different. But, like, how could you not tell the horse isn't blind? Like,
You think you'd test the theory, wouldn't you?
yeah.
I mean, you know, at the very least you go, "Oh yeah, you know, you're blinking, you see me coming up." Or,
Yeah. He hasn't had too much issues. Like a couple of flood seasons, he was like, I had to put a fly veil on him just because it got real weepy, like that one. But he hasn't been too bad, really. Hey, how you gonna go with the gag, bud?
I'm just going to have a little look inside. Make sure there's nothing else happening. Yes. Good boy. What have you got?
Hey?
Well, his weight's sticking on him, mate.
Hmm?
His weight's sticking
Yeah.
on him. It's not showing any rib anymore. I'm pleased with Midge, though.
Oh, I'm just like blown away. So happy with her. Hey, you're gonna be good. After you like re-educate her, like re-break her in kind of nearly, because she's a sweetheart. Just get back on the mouth a bit and some breaks, and I think you'll be all right. See? For a plod, like nothing special. She has. I do remember she has a terrible canter, but. You're just a sweetheart.
Sometimes if they've had some race training and it's been a bit ordinary, they go for a trot and they gallop. There's not always a lot of
Yeah, true.
cantering in it. They do that 4 time.
Yeah.
A lot with the horses off the station if they don't know how to trot because they're not being ridden by experienced riders and they don't want to trot.
And they can't go straight, and they just like this.
Go from a walk to a canter and there's no trot there at all.
Hey, Midgie. Very happy with you.
Always make me laugh, eh?
You're a good girl. Very happy with you. Getting a bit of TLC you need. Good girl. Oh, I wasn't watching. How'd he go?
Oh, I didn't mind having that on. I just want to have a look at his front teeth. But I didn't think
So, what do you call it? The
Galvain's
Galvain's groove.
named after Mr. Galvain, who after many years of noticing that it was there, named it after himself.
Oh, typical man. Yep. So that's not all the way down, is it? Or is that?
Well, it's not there. He's got a little bit on this side. It's like he doesn't have a groove. Like if you run your thumb across that.
Hey, buddy. All right. Good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah. So it's not there.
No, there's.
So is he super old, or the other way, or he just doesn't have it?
He has wear on. That's why I wanted to come back and have a look at the front.
Yeah.
He has wear on those fourth teeth up.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is that 18+ mark. The bottom ones have got a little bit of height on them, just where they haven't been getting worn down.
Yeah.
And his 17-year-old dental stars have gone, but I'd be expecting to see Galvain's groove all the way down the tooth, and he doesn't have them.
Yeah.
So looking by the back tooth, I'm saying 18 to 20.
Far out.
So what did you think he is?
2012, so 10. I would have said about 15.
Okay. Well, if he is, those teeth are starting to wear early because Galvain's groove is giving me no
Maybe he's just
indication.
older. Oh, he's just as old as her. He's an old man. No,
But
he
he's
might
not,
well
if
be.
he is 18, he's not an old 18. Yeah.
Mm.
But his incisors are still nice and upright.
Yeah.
Like if somebody gave you, like cut his skull, took the nasal part and the incisors away from the back teeth, the molars, as they used to do to us where we trained, and said, right, put your skull pieces together, you wouldn't want to put these incisors with those molars because the incisors are much younger looking than the molars.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
having no Galvain's groove sort of indicates that he's at that 10 mark. But the cups in his teeth have all worn out past the 15 mark. And
Shit.
the 17-year-old dental stars have just faded remnants. So he's an absolute anomaly between his front and back teeth.
Would it make a difference that he was brought up in drought and on hard, like out in the bush? He was a bit of a drought baby, and he's been like more on like bush, like paddock condition than he has ever been on hard feed. Does that make a difference or not really?
I wouldn't really have thought so.
No. You're just an anomaly, my friend.
And, I say that these are the first teeth that start to show signs of wear. Occasionally, for some reason, you'll find the bottom front molars wear first.
Okay, yeah.
So, there's all these sort of little unanswered questions.
Hey, you're not my young man anymore. He's old.
You're just pretending to be old so you don't have to work as much.
Yeah.
He certainly doesn't look old. That's why I took the gag off to have another look. So I'm thinking, why are his back teeth saying this? And it's because his front teeth aren't.
No. No.
Back corner here, darling.
Midge, you're not even that much older than him. Come on. You're right. Okay.
He has a lovely roomy mouth too. A lot of horses have like the cheeks are pulled really tight in against the teeth.
Yeah.
He's very, very roomy in there.
Yeah. You flex it all? Yeah, right. Hey. That was good. That was good. Oh. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
She's a sweetie. She wants to be nice and do the right thing.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Hang on.
When I threw out there, she didn't want to follow me.
Yeah.
I haven't done a lot with either of them. He's still standoffish, but she just wants to be with you.
Yeah. They used to follow Dad around everywhere. They'd be like right at his shoulder. He'd be out in the paddock, doing weed stuff or cutting down pine trees, and they're like just there. Okay. You gonna flex a little bit for me? Oh, as well. Come on. Bend your nose around. Good girl. Good girl. Right? Good girl. Oh, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. Hey.
Two things I'll say for her is probably very good genetics, and she must chew very evenly because her mouth is very well balanced.
Yeah, right.
So considering she hasn't had her teeth done to aid with any balancing, it's natural.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, she was terribly head shot. Couldn't worm her. Couldn't barely get a bridle on her. She was just head up, because she'd been beating the shit. They beat the shit out of her, I reckon.
People are just, and she's not nasty.
She's a sweetheart. And she was just head shy. She was never aggressive. Just head up and just do the thing Mick does. Just pull back and
impatient or a bully.
Yeah.
Can you see this car here? You're going to get scared. We're there spraying. Okay? They're doing spraying.
Got it? Good girl. You've been very good, Juki. You've had that done before, though.
So how long have you had him?
Shit, since what I thought was he was 4. He was like late broke, late cut. Like he was just,
Like you were saying that, yes.
yeah, so I've been like the only one of 2 people who've ever ridden him.
So does he get, I know, but that spot's a little bit high. We've got to get it off.
And when he's fit, and when he was younger, I used to do like feedlot work in mustering with him. When he looks fit, he's a really good looking horse. But yeah, he's an old man now. Old man, old lady.
It was funny through EI back in the day, and then through COVID, where people were locked down for a few years. A lot of people sort of lost touch with the age of their horses.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we're all sort of back on deck again, they'd say, "Oh, you know, got a couple of youngsters that need doing now. They're 3." And I'd go in there, I'd go, "They're changing their last set of incisors. They're 4 and a half. Oh, that can't be right." And then they go, "Oh, hang on.
It's actually 6.
For a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and they left all their young horse competitions and security and all sorts of things.
No, so I don't think he has any foals on the ground, and old mate he had really nice horses, but he was a bronc rider, so he never did a lot of foundation work. So I went helping him, like breaking in horses, and he didn't do a lot of groundwork. He was like, just get on and ride it out, and I'm like,
Breeds of the breed lions that are bred for bucking. You know, they've got a buck in them.
yeah.
Keep breeding them. I remember
And that,
Rio, decades ago, she was sort of like
girl.
female to breed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, radio.
Don't you think it like comes more from the mare line, like that real nasty, like, you know, it's like cows. Like a cow will always keep its eyes open when it wants to rub you on the ground, where a bull will shut its eyes when it wants to kill you. Like, you know, when it's just like getting into you.
In the zone.
Yeah.
First time sidestep. It's not already under its knee.
Yeah. Hey, good girl.
What second to sidestep it?
Good girl, Midgie.
It's not watching. I remember a dairy herdsman at Ag College a million years ago said never take your eyes off the cute little Jersey bulls.
Yeah. Oh, they're savages.
And
Yeah.
I had to go with him one day and he went sailing over a fence, probably not quite as high as this yard.
Yeah.
Slowed down on the other side, but the bull went straight over after him.
Even Frisian bulls, I think most dairy bulls, because they rely so much on AI that they're not used to actually handling bulls, and when they actually do have a bull, they actually don't have a lot of stockmanship when it comes to handling bulls.
Yeah, that's a really good thought.
Yeah, because they rely so much, on AI. Hey, good girl. Come on, back up. Good girl. So those bridle teeth, is that a what concern?
Nope.
No.
No.
So top and bottom. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So his bridle sit there nicely. Yep.
Yep, and they're in really good positions. The top one should sit further back
Yep.
than the front one does, the bottom one does.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll find they sit almost on top of each other, and then you have to reduce the length on both of them so they don't
Oh
catch.
yeah. Yep. Yep.
Likewise, you don't want the bottom one a long way back because you want room in there on the bar of the mouth of the bit to sit between the molars and that one.
Yep.
The only time we really do anything with them is if they've broken a piece and there's a nasty sharp point.
Super jagged. Do they get long?
Some of them do, usually
Yeah.
find it more so in stallions.
Yeah.
Testosterone's kept them growing, for fighting purposes.
Yeah.
And if they get too long, you can take a certain amount off. They do have a root in them,
Yeah.
but you take a bit off and you look in the surface of the tooth as you can take a bit more and you take a bit more. When you get a mushroomy pink dot in the middle,
Okay.
you're getting towards the end of the nerve chamber, you stop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you do need to take more off, come back in 3 or 4 months and you can take a bit more off because their
It'll
teeth,
harden a bit, and it'll.
the teeth incisors as well have this great self-defense mechanism. If the nerve sort of senses that it's a little bit sensitive,
Yeah.
it will back up the nerve chamber, backfill it with secondary dentin, which is a tooth product,
Yeah.
and then you've got a bit more tooth that you can work with next time. So
Hey.
sometimes if you've got a very long tooth, like
Yeah.
one's missing and the other's got very long,
Yeah.
it's not a great idea to take the whole of that tooth off because you can go straight into the nerve chamber,
Yeah.
into the pulp, and you either kill the tooth or infect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can take it off a bit,
Yep.
and feeding them appropriately,
Yeah.
you can get them through that next 3 or 4 months. Come back, take a bit more.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's good to know.
done.
Right? You're a bit smarter than I thought.
Nature's amazing, isn't it?
Evolution, my friend.
There we go. We need to pop this in here so I can see it. And you're a very good for boy who's blind in one eye.
No, he can see just fine. Yeah.
You listen to some people and you think, oh, you're joking, aren't you? Like, they're taking the mickey. And then you realise that you're not grinning and you go, oh, you're serious.
No, and he's very cowy. Like, he's bred for cow work, and like I think, like, we're naturally right and left-handed. He was a bit weaker. Yeah, offside.
Yeah, they do have their...
Yeah, he had his side, but I don't think it was anything to do with his eye. It was just literally that's his.
You listen to this now. This is the side that was catching.
Stop there. Oh, I feel so much better about that because he just wasn't chewing properly. Yeah.
Because their chewing pattern's almost spherical. So
Yeah.
they chew a bit sideways,
Yeah.
a bit forward and back,
Yeah.
and a bit up and down. So
Yeah.
if you put all of that together, it's a spherical sort of a motion. And anything, an angle change, a bit of extra length blocks that up.
Which is 100% what was happening. He wasn't doing the full cycle or rotation.
And you might find for the first few times he eats, he might sort of go, that feels weird.
Yeah.
Might spit a bit of food out or walk away from a feed and come back.
Hey.
But he's just got to get used to the fact that that's moving better again.
Yep.
The best way for him to do it is eating.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, sweet. Thank you so much.
absolute pleasure.
They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be.
They were
Back up,
angels.
back up, back up, back up.
Absolute angels.
I thought he's had his teeth done before, but he's a bit moody, and I thought she was just going to be an absolute rort. But
Do you know hand taking them anywhere? Or
no, you can get your stuff out, and I'll just let him go.